For an example, Jared, you ever played a slot machine?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I don't like it.
You might, okay.
But I played it.
For whatever reason you don't like it, doesn't matter, okay? That's good that you didn't like it because it might make the example even better, okay? Okay? You play a slot machine. When you put your money in the machine, let's say it's a quarter machine, okay? You put your money in the machine, you press the button, and the pattern indicating that there's a payoff doesn't show up. How do you feel? Well, do you feel betrayed? Do people betrayed by the machine?
No, not at all.
And why do you not feel betrayed by the machine?
It's just a random, it's
a random outcome. Okay. So in other words, you went into it with the belief that you know that you're participating in an event with a random outcome.
Right.
And as a result, your expectations about the outcome were in perfect alignment with the event itself.
My expectation, believe it or not, was to lose. I know this sounds crazy, but when I put the quarter in, I thought, you know what, I'm probably going to lose this quarter.
Yeah, exactly, okay? Because the odds aren't exactly in your favor. And what trading systems can do is actually put the odds in your favor in a way where we own the machine. Believe it or not. I mean, the whole role reverses if you learn to think about it correctly. In other words, if you understand that, so for an example, well, let me backtrack a little bit and say that most traders, if you compare trading to a slot machine, the difference would be that with a slot machine, we can't play until we've accepted the risk. In other words, we actually have to take our money out of our pocket and put it in the machine, or otherwise we can't play. Right. So that implies that we've accepted the risk, because the degree to which we have not accepted the risk, we wouldn't be able to put our money in the machine.
That is our loss. The quarter is our loss.
That's the risk. No, that's not our loss. That's just the risk. That's just how much we're willing to invest to find out if it's going to work. Okay?
Okay.
And then what we do is we wait for a pattern to show up. And if the pattern's, a jackpot, great. If it's not, then we might be willing to put another quarter in the machine to find out if it is. The difference with trading, and this is where people's mental idea of what this is all about gets messed up. The difference with trading is that the pattern shows up in the market.
First.
The pattern shows up first, okay? Then what we have to do is put up our money, meaning how much am I willing to risk to find out if it's going to work? But most traders, because they evaluate, because they judge, and because they analyze, they think that and build a case for the pattern being right, they actually talk themselves out of believing that the risk even exists. They might give lip service to the idea of putting a stop in the market, like some of those errors that I said in the beginning. Right. How many people put stops in the market and take them out, and then let what would have been a small losing trade go into a big losing trade? That's lip service. You see, well, okay, I've been told over and over again I got to put stops in the market, so I'm going to do it. But they haven't really accepted the risk.
Right. We see it every day. Every day.
Yeah, they haven't really truly accepted the risk because they don't want to be wrong. And what they have to understand is that this is not a right or wrong game. This has nothing to do. Trading a technical methodology or a technical pattern does not have anything to do with being right or wrong. It's just an odds game. That's all it is. In other words, you get an edge that says I've got the odds in my favor over a series of trades, but you've got to be able to take every single trade because you don't know the sequence to wins and losses. You got to be able to identify what your risk is, and that's simply how much am I willing to spend to find out if other traders are going to come into this market and bid it higher than my price or offer it lower than my price if I sold. That's all it means. And then, of course, you have to have a money management plan for how to take consistent profits.
Right. Which
is
another problem I want to say.
Oh, yeah. But see, the thing is like when you change your perspective, when you change how you think about this, okay, it's like I know there's a random outcome to these patterns. And so I know it's not right or wrong. And so what potential do I have to get disappointed? No more potential than what you had to get disappointed by putting a quarter in a slot machine and it didn't come up with a jackpot.
Right.
And see, this is the critical thing here, Jared. You got to be able to change the way you think. This is what's the title of this program? Mind Over Markets. Okay, you got to be able to change the way you think. Basically, all it really takes, Jared, is simply a sincere willingness to do it. Honest to God, it's just like anything else in our lives. When we realize that there's a particular goal that we have, and there's a strong desire to achieve that goal, then we're going to take whatever steps we need to achieve it. Whether those steps are trading in the zone or how to think like a professional trader or some other methodology that people are more comfortable with or whatever. The point is that if someone really sets their mind, any of us, when we really set our mind at getting something, we'll get there. We will get there, but the difference is, like we started out in the beginning of the program, the difference with this is that what we have to set our mind at is how to change our mind, and that's why there's so many people who are so close to getting it, but never really get beyond that
What's
threshold.
What's that hurdle? Why can't?
Because people don't want to change the way they think. It's that simple. People don't like changing.